Castle Rock and Parker have almost identical home prices right now. So if you've been trying to decide between these two Denver suburbs based on which one is cheaper, that's not actually the question that you should be asking. Both are in Douglas County, both have excellent schools, both are about 30 minutes from downtown Denver. The real question is, which one actually fits the life that you're trying to build? So today I'm breaking down what actually separates these two towns. The pace of each market, the lifestyle and the neighborhood feel, the investment angle, and who each town is really right for. So that way you can make this decision with confidence instead of a coin flip. Okay, let's get the price question really out of the way quickly because honestly, it's not where the real story is anyway. As of this past spring, March through May 2026, pulled directly from InfoSparks, which is part of RE Colorado. That's our actual MLS that we use for single family homes. Castle Rock's average close price climbed from $675,000 to $712,500. Parker's average close price moved from $705,000 to $712,500 over the same window. By the most recent month, both towns landed at the exact same number. Price per square foot tells the same story. Castle Rock is around $213 to $214 per square foot. Parker sits right at $213, essentially identical. Now, those exact numbers will shift over time the way any market does. So if you're watching this well after the fact that I've recorded it, don't take those specific dollar figures as, gospel. But here's the part that doesn't really change. These two towns consistently price within a few percent of each other. Whatever month you're reading this in or watching, Castle Rock and Parker are not going to be dramatically different on cost. So maybe let's move away from talking about price and let's talk about what actually should be driving your decision. Okay, so I think the price question is settled. So here's what these two towns, this is where they start to really pull apart. If price is basically a tie, this is where we start looking at, what is the patterns between these two towns and understanding really what the differences is. So pulling from the same RE Colorado MLS data, single family homes only, this spring, Castle Rock's average days on market went from 47 days down to 17 days as the season progressed. Parker went from 24 days down to just 12 days over that same window. So in raw numbers, Parker was consistently selling homes faster than Castle Rock every single month. But here's the pattern that matters beyond just this one season. Castle Rock consistently carries more active inventory relative to its size than Parker does. This spring, Castle Rock had anywhere from 368 to 455 active listings month over month, while Parker had noticeably fewer, 293 to 404. More supply relative to demand is exactly why Castle Rock tends to move a little bit slower, and it's why Parker tends to move faster. There's simply less to choose from in Parker at any given time, which creates more urgency among buyers. So this is the kind of structural difference that tends to hold up over time, even as the exact day counts shift season to season. So if you're a buyer who wants more options, and I don't know, maybe a little less pressure, Castle Rock's deeper inventory tends to work in your favor. Now, if you happen to buy and you want to sell quicker or faster than normal, like within 3 to 5 years, and so you're a seller that wants speed, Parker's tighter inventory tends to work in your favor in that regard. So numbers can tell you which one sells faster, but they can't tell you which one you'll actually love living in. So let's talk about what's actually like to live in each one of these towns. See, Castle Rock has built a reputation as one of Colorado's fastest growing luxury suburban markets. You have master plan communities like the Meadows, Terrain, Castle Pines Village, and Bell Mountain Ranch. They offer resort-style amenities such as pools, trails, clubhouses, the whole package. Castle Rock sits literally between Denver and Colorado Springs, which means residents get quick access to both metro areas. And it's also interesting that it's become a magnet for Denver's growing tech scene and spilling outward, which has fueled a transformation from a quiet commuter town into one of the fastest growing areas in the entire metro. And the town's namesake, Pretty cool. It's one of its best features. The Castle Rock Formation is a great hike, and it sits right there in the middle of town. You can't miss it. It's known for that. It's named for that. It has views from the entire Front Range from the top. So if you like the idea of a hiking trail being part of your everyday routine instead of a weekend drive, well, that's Castle Rock in a nutshell. The town also has the outlets at Castle Rock, which has become a real shopping destination. I've gone there way too many times, so it's fantastic. People drive in from all over the metro area and Colorado, just to do some shopping. Now, Parker has a little bit of a different identity. It's known as one of the most family-friendly communities in the Denver metro area. It has a strong small town feel despite its growth. Neighborhoods like Stonegate, the Pinery, and Canterbury Crossing offer everything from entry-level townhomes to multi-million-dollar custom estates. Parker is also closer to the Denver Tech Center specifically, which makes it a favorite for tech and finance professionals commuting into that corridor. And Parker really does lean into that family identity right down to its downtown. It's literally called Main Street. I mean, it is awesome too. It has a classic small town feel to it. Local shops, restaurants, you can go in and watch the game. It gives it a real sense of community. There's a park right next to Main Street. That's where Parker Days is held every summer. It's not just another suburb. It's a real, gives you a real sense of community. Now, both towns are part of an excellent school system. I mean, Castle Rock and Parker share the Douglas County School District, and it's consistently ranked among really the best in Colorado. And one more thing that both towns have going for them, location relative to the two big employment and lifestyle draws, for sure. Both Castle Rock and Parker are a quick drive to the Centennial Airport, which is nice if you just are looking for a quick trip. It's also close to Dove Valley. That's home to the Denver Broncos training facility and their headquarters. So if you're a Broncos fan, you are really close to the action. And I'm taping this here in June. We got a training camp coming up next month. So both towns really have their pluses. But if you're choosing based on identity, Castle Rock leans slightly more towards luxury, rapid growth, and that namesake hike and the outlet shopping scene, great golfing as well. Parker leans slightly more towards the established family community feel. Parker Days, like I mentioned, it's anchored by an actual Main Street, which is awesome. And both, though, are really excellent options either way. Now, if you're watching this purely as a place to live, why don't you go ahead and skip a minute, because we are going to be talking about investments. But if you are even thinking about maybe just as a rental or an investment property, go ahead and hear me out on this next part. So both towns can be investment properties or investment opportunities rather than just a primary residence. And here's something important to know. Parker's rental market has been surging. A median rent across property types sits around $2,500 a month, which according to local property management data is roughly 32% above the national average. One bedrooms are renting around $3,000. Two bedrooms over $4,400. That's a strong rental market if you're looking at a buy and hold investment property. Now, Castle Rock, that rental data is a little less consistently reported, but given its similar price point and even faster luxury growth trajectory, expect comparable or slightly higher rents in those premium communities. For investors specifically, Parker's proximity to the Denver Tech Center and its strong, well-documented rental demand currently gives it a slight edge for a buy and hold rental strategy. Castle Rock's luxury growth trajectory, it may offer a stronger long-term appreciation, but with less rental data currently available to confirm those numbers. So we're not quite sure on that. But if you want the hard numbers, Parker probably provides that a little bit more. So here's the actual decision. And I'm going to make this super simple for you. Here's what you want to do. Choose Castle Rock if you want a resort style master plan community living. You want flexibility to access both Denver and Colorado Springs quite easily. Maybe you're drawn to newer luxury developments. That would be Castle Rock. You definitely want a hiking trail right in your backyard and outlet shopping as part of your everyday life and even driving past that on your commute. It's fantastic. Maybe you like slightly more inventory to choose from as a buyer, and there's a little less pressure on you when you're going out to buy your home. That would be Castle Rock. Now, if it's Parker, here's why you would want to choose Parker. You want an established, tight-knit, family community feel. You want a real Main Street. That's called Main Street that has shops and restaurants. It has parks. You have Parker Days that's happening. You have, a really nice sense of community. Maybe you work close or work in the Denver Tech Center, and it gives you that access there. You're considering perhaps a rental investment, a buy and hold strategy here. And Parker gives you that strong, documented rental stats. So those are some of the ways that you would absolutely look at Parker. But honestly, you're not going to make a bad decision between these two amazing towns. Both have excellent schools, nearly identical pricing, and a high quality of life. The real difference right now comes down to pace and inventory. Parker is the tighter, faster moving market. Castle Rock, gives buyers a little bit more time, but not a whole lot. So let's go ahead and bring this all together. Castle Rock and Parker. Price, basically a tie right now. Pace and inventory, Parker tends to run tighter and faster. Castle Rock tends to carry more inventory and a bit more breathing room, and that's a structural pattern, not just a one-season fluke. Identity, Castle Rock leans into luxury and rapid growth. Parker leans into the established family community. Investment opportunities, well, I think Parker currently has the stronger documented rental demand. So the real answer to which one should you choose, it depends on what kind of life that you're trying to build, not which one is necessarily the better deal, because price was never the real question. They're identical prices. So if you're trying to decide between Castle Rock, Parker, or anywhere else in the Denver metro area, I'd love to help you figure out which one actually fits your life and your lifestyle. That's literally what I do every single day. So give me a call or shoot me an email or schedule a consult with me. The link is in the description. And if this video helped you, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more Colorado real estate content. And I'll see you on the next one. Hey, I'm Dave Michael. I am the House Wrangler with You1st Realty. And until next time, happy trails.